I didn't knock myself out, but you know, I landed, like when I closed my eyes, I opened them and all my friends were there instantly, and someone shit in my pants. It was, you know, disappointing. I haven't found out who yet. It wasn't a little, it was a lot. My wife's like, what are you doing? You pooped your pants. What more do you want?
Oh, my ass hurts. Oh, that was scary! Oh my God! That was a hell of a ride!
Aussie. The Aussie Roll is a double backflip with a full 360. So 2 full backflips, 1 full spin. The biggest problem was that with a dirt bike, trying to do a backflip 360, which is a trick that Dave Mira was trying to teach me a long time ago on bicycles, is that a motorcycle will flip 1 full flip for every half rotation of spin if you pull as hard as you can and twist as hard as you can. So it makes it very, very difficult to slow down the flip and still pull as hard as you can in the twist without under-rotating the flip or over-rotating the flip. So what I found was that if I just added a flip, I could pull as hard as I could and twist as hard as I could, close my eyes, keep pulling and twisting, and in theory, it should come around pretty good. There was so much sacrifice that's gone into the Aussie Roll. I mean, if you look at Nitro Circus 1, the DVD, I was doing Aussie Rolls on a mountain bike, or at least close to it, a double backflip like 270 into the foam pit. You know, this is 2003, so this is 20 years ago, even like 5 years before they started doing it on snowboards and calling it double cork 1080. You know, everybody has their different name for it. It was actually called the shit spin at first, but I could never say that because I landed and I shit myself twice doing the backflip 360.
All right, we're sitting here moments before best trick, Staples Center. I hope this vibes are good. It's going to be epic good or epic bad, but it's definitely going to be an epic night.
I don't know how it hit. Like, I've never shit myself any other time, but for whatever reason, that was, it just hits really hard and very awkwardly. Everyone's like, oh, you need some toilet paper for that, the TP roll. And then I was like, oh, cool, yeah, it's a TP. So it's supposed to be the TP 720. And I was like, that kind of makes sense, right? No one else is trying this. It's kind of my trick. And it's got a back meaning that's really funny that I was hoping would never come out, but here we are explaining it.
I haven't practiced since X Games. My back's still messed up. I was pissing blood for 3 days after that. I think I prepared well for this. I think I broke my ankle! Ow!
I landed about 20 degrees short when I kind of rode out of it, still put my foot down, and Andy Bell caught it the TP7 because I didn't get the extra 20 degrees of rotation.
Good job. The toilet paper 7, TP7. I'm gonna call it the TP7.
That is what it is.
That's awesome. And I'll tell you why I'm gonna call it that, because
you're 20 degrees short.
that's exactly why.
The really hard part when I think about doing the Aussie Roll and how it's kind of my greatest accomplishment is that I'm proud to be an American. And at that point, no one else had ever done an Aussie Roll, a double backflip 360. And then a scooter kid did it. And he landed a double backflip 360, and he was from Australia, and he caught it an Aussie Roll. And I thought, well, that's kind of crap, because like we've been trying this trick for a long time, but we hadn't done it in a competition, and we didn't really ride out of it on anything. So it's stuck. And I'm not one to change names. Like, I don't need stuff named after me, TP roll, but stuff like that. It pains me very much to know that my greatest accomplishment is not named the American roll or something cool, red, white, and blue, the Evel Knievel roll, or just the evil, you know, I don't know, whatever you're gonna call it. It's an Aussie roll, named after some Australian scooter kid that landed for the first time in competition. Double backflip 360. And then old Dusty Weigel and I were sitting talking about how old we were and that all these new guys like our Willie, every show we're doing a new trick. And we're over in the O2 Arena at a bar, perhaps, drinking waters, of course, at maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. And I said, Dusty, we need to do something big. He's like, you know what? Let's do an Aussie roll. That trick looks like a lot of fun. I think I could do it. I was like, you know what? I think I could do it too, because after a lot of water, you think you can do things that you probably can't. And we showed up early that next morning, and somehow word got out really quick that we were gonna do this. And we had all the Nitro Circus crew show up like 8 a.m. to the O2 Arena to watch us try the Aussie roll. And everyone's kind of stepping us through and helping us. And I go out and I try a single backflip and I over-rotate and land on my back. Like, knock the wind out of myself, and Dusty's laughing. He's setting up his bike, and I ask him to help me with my bike because I'd broken it. So I go back up and I try a double backflip. And I under-rotate. I flip flat on my face. Whap! And Dusty's laughing so hard. He's like, you can't even do the jump. How are you gonna do an Aussie roll? And we had a headache from drinking too much water the night before. So I walked up the same time Dusty walked up, and Dusty was gonna go warm up for a warm-up jump. And I was like, step back, Dusty, I'm gonna do an Aussie roll. And everyone laughed because I couldn't do a backflip or a double backflip. And I definitely wasn't even gonna think about trying a 360. So how on earth would you do 2 backflips and a 360 when you can't do any of those individually? By the grace of God and dumb luck, I went down, I pulled as hard as I could back, twisted as hard as I could, closed my eyes, and ball rode this trick out.
Bicycle, but I just landed that. First try.
And Dusty sat up on top of that roll-in for the next 3 hours. He didn't come celebrate with me. He didn't talk to me. He didn't talk to me for the next 3 days of tour.
Can you talk about when, what was it like being at the top of the roll-in when Trav landed the roll on mountain bike?
Oh, that's a sore subject. Yeah, honestly, that was a really low moment for me in my life. Sitting at the top of the ramp, I was about to drop in and he was kind of like antsy, and I was like, go ahead, dude. And then he landed it. And then he's just sitting at the bottom, just gloating and just talking smack, and I was like, you son of a gun. Like, right when he landed it, all motivation to do it in that moment disappeared. And the fact that that happened made me so annoyed and upset with myself that I just like, I could have just done it for me and just dropped in and landed it behind him, and we probably wouldn't be talking about it right now. They'd probably be like, oh, remember that time you and Trav did it back to back? And I'm probably like, yeah, cool, whatever. But I probably sat on top of that roll-in having like the most absurd mental debate with myself about why am I even here right now? I hated it, and he will never let me live it down. So F you, Trav.
I won $1,000 that day off of Dusty by dumb luck landing a double backflip 360 on a mountain bike, being the first one to ever land a double backflip 360 on a mountain bike. And unfortunately, right then I thought it has to be done on a dirt bike. This actually worked easier than any of the other tricks individually. I'm like, it'll work. When everyone else was telling me don't do it, I just don't want to think about this trick. I want to do it. Now's the time. I stayed in my poo pants and I tried it again.